so banned it. The teachings inside were so controversial that they threatened the very foundation of the early church's power. They wanted to maintain control over what people believed, and the Gospel of Mary Magdalene challenged that control by saying that salvation didn't come from blind faith. It came from knowledge. And not just any knowledge, secret, empowering knowledge that could help you escape the material world and discover a deeper, spiritual truth. If people believed that they didn't need the church to reach salvation, and that they could find their own path by understanding the hidden truth about the world, the church's power would crumble. This led to the ban and near destruction of the gospel. It wasn't until the late 19th century that pieces of it were rediscovered, and it wasn't fully studied until well into the 20th century. This lost gospel holds a profound message. The material world is not ill. Jesus teaches in this gospel that everything we see and experience has a connection and originates from the same source. And one day, it will all return to that source. In a world that often feels confusing and chaotic, this teaching can be incredibly empowering. It tells us that, beneath the surface, everything is part of a bigger picture, and by understanding this, we can transcend the illusions that keep us trapped in fear, ignorance, and suffering. The idea that the material world is an illusion isn't just a spiritual concept. It's something modern science, specifically quantum mechanics, is beginning to explore. Scientists have discovered that, at the tiniest level, reality doesn't behave the way we think it should. Everything appears to consist of energy, vibrations, and waves instead of solid matter. Even Max Planck, the father of quantum theory, once said, "There is no matter as such. All matter originates and exists only by virtue of a force." The idea that the material world is just a temporary illusion and that true reality lies beyond what we can see is something both ancient wisdom and modern science seem to agree on. It implies that you can escape the fear and confusion of daily existence. It means that there's a way out, a path to something greater, something more real. The Gospel of Mary Magdalene is like a map that shows us how to escape this illusion and connect with the true nature of existence. The early church had a strict hierarchy. Men led it, and it was unthinkable for a woman to hold a position of authority, let alone spiritual leadership. According to the Gospel, Mary Magdalene, not Peter, not any of the male disciples, was the one who truly understood Jesus' teachings. Indeed, it was Mary's responsibility to guide the disciples following Jesus' departure. This gospel paints Mary as a spiritual guide, someone Jesus entrusted with his deepest secrets. That alone would have shaken the early church to its core. But it goes even further. This gospel suggests that salvation isn't about following religious rules or authority figures. It's about discovering your own spiritual